Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Drew McCombs with the Alabama Weather Network, and we have an afternoon update. We're going to take a look at the radar just to see where things are as far as the rain and maybe where a couple of thunderstorms could be later on. And we'll also kind of take a look at your forecast here. So starting off with satellite and radar. So scattered showers across a good portion of the state so far today. We've seen showers move through the Tennessee Valley, through kind of the central part of the state, the Birmingham metro, a good bit of showers in southwestern Alabama, which has been good to see. Some moving through Montgomery as well. Not as much in the southern tier of counties. Dothan really hadn't seen a whole lot. We hadn't seen a whole lot in Mobile and Baldwin counties either. Unfortunately, it looks like most recently that some of the showers have started to kind of weaken a little bit. However, looking back towards the west in South Mississippi, we've got a little bit of a heavier band of showers with a little bit of thunder involved with those as well that we'll be watching. So those are looking a little bit more organized. So again, we'll kind of walk through what we're expecting with all this. So here's another check of the severe weather outlook for today. So the SPC does have kind of the northwestern half of the state under a level 1 marginal risk. They updated it earlier. They didn't really change anything as far as Alabama is concerned. So from places like Chatham, Thomasville, Selma, Clanton, Anniston, and points to the northwest, you're in that level 1 risk for today and then through the early morning period for tomorrow as well. Main threat here would be 60-mile-per-hour winds. So basically severe level wind gusts are possible, but still looking very, very marginal at this point. We don't have a lot of instability to work with. And so it would be isolated if we get anything. Like I said, we'll be watching some of the storms coming out of Mississippi here in a little bit this afternoon into the evening to see what those do. But generally, this is a fairly low-end risk. But as usual, we will continue to watch things. We'll keep you updated if we need to do any updates. Looking across North Alabama right now, again, very calm, just showers moving through. And again, a good portion of the shoals and kind of the western part of the Tennessee Valley not seeing much right now. Most of those showers have moved kind of from the Huntsville area into points to the east, so Jackson County into parts of DeKalb and a little bit in Marshall as well. And then we've got a few back towards Marion and Winston counties. And then as we moved further towards the south, again, we had a few showers move through the Jefferson County earlier. We've gotten some into the eastern part of the state now, so places like Jacksonville and Anniston Center and Gadsden have seen some showers now, which is good to get some further to the east. And then there's still another little round coming back into Lamar and Fayette counties where they saw some earlier. A few moving into Shelby County, Bibb counties, and through Tuscaloosa County as well. Moving further towards the south, looks like Auburn, Opelika Valley, places like that, starting to get some light showers. Tuskegee getting a little bit as well. A little bit of a heavier shower here and there, moving through parts of Montgomery, so Montgomery counties, and into parts of Macon County as well. And then a little bit more shower activity back off towards the southwest, moving out of Wilcox County into parts of Butler County and Lowndes counties. And then further to the south, again, unfortunately, still the southeastern corner here, not seeing a whole lot yet, but hopefully we'll get a little bit of these over in this direction eventually. But generally lighter returns as we move further to the south. And as we get all the way down to the Mobile radar in the Mobile and Baldwin County area, really not much has been happening here lately. There was a little bit more shower activity in the northern edges of those counties earlier this morning. And as you look back to the west, those are those cells we were talking about that we'll be watching back in Mississippi that are a little bit heavier. They've had a little bit more instability and moisture to work with. There's been some breaks in the clouds that have allowed those to intensify a little bit more. So we'll watch them as they head towards the state line over the next couple of hours. Looking at our sky cams, Cherokee, we've got overcast skies, 66 degrees there. So again, a lot of the shower activity has moved out of that area. However, we expect we could get another round of some showers and potentially some thunderstorms kind of late tonight into the overnight period in the northern part of the state. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Ardmore overcast skies as well there right at the state line, 66 degrees, just a little bit of a breeze going on there. As we move down further to the south, the region's center view from Birmingham, got again overcast skies there, 68 degrees there, and a little bit more of a breeze out of the northwest actually, around 12 miles per hour. And as we move further to the south, Mount Cheaha, beautiful view there, and looking good, 63 degrees. And again, we don't see, we've seen a few showers in the area here, but it hasn't been a whole lot of heavy rain so far in this part of the state. In Hoover, you can see that it's 68 degrees there. We don't see any rain currently on this camera, but again, we expect we could still see some scattered showers moving through during the rest of the evening here and there. And again, a lot of places it's not going to necessarily be a washout. If you do have plans later on tonight, where we expect there will be a lot of people with those kind of plans, it's going to be kind of hit or miss. Some places will see some rain, some places won't. Maplesville starting to try to get a nice looking sunset on the way here, as you can see some of the colors there along the horizon. 66 degrees there in Maplesville. And then Montgomery, we actually have some showers around right now. Got some raindrops on the lens at 67 degrees with a dew point of 65. And as we move further towards the southwest, Dozier, not any current rain right now, but had some here and there earlier, 72 degrees, so a little bit warmer. And it has gotten fairly warm further to the south where there hasn't been much rain. We've gotten around 80 degrees in some of the spots where there hasn't been as much cloud cover and rain. It's 76 degrees in Spanish Fort right now. The dew point's at 71 degrees, so definitely you can feel the humidity a little bit as you move further south in the state. In Orange Beach, we're seeing a little bit, the sea's kind of picking up a little bit here with a breeze out of the southwest around 10 to 12 miles per hour. And so you're getting a little bit, not anything too rough, but a little bit rougher out that way in the Gulf. Again, we've hit 80 degrees in Andalusia and Geneva, so we have had those places in the far southern kind of tier of counties here that have seen enough sunshine to get very warm. Outside of that, though, we're generally pretty mild out there with all the cloud cover and rain, so we're in the 60s generally elsewhere, or lower 70s, 65 in Clanton, 66 now in Alexander City, 71 in Anniston, but again, upper 70s around 80 further down towards the south. Temperature change over the last 24 hours, because of so many of those areas under the cloud cover and everything, they've seen quite a bit of a lowering of temperature in the last 24 hours. So 10 to 15 degrees below where we were this time yesterday. Places like Montgomery yesterday set high temperature records by several degrees. So big change in that from what we saw yesterday. So again, as far as the temperature outlook for the rest of the night tonight, the northern half of Alabama is going to be a little bit of a difference from that far southern area where we're in the 60s, and we don't expect to see the temperatures move a whole lot as we continue to have cloud cover, rounds of a few showers here and there. And so you're going to be kind of hanging around in the mid 60s over the course of the evening and into the overnight period. However, again, far southern Alabama, you're starting off generally around 80, upper 70s and falling through the 70s, and eventually as you get later on in the evening into the upper 60s. So a little bit of a different story there depending on where you are in the state, if you are going to any of those playoff games for the high school football games or any other sort of activities going on. So again, here's our story coming up here for the next several days and through the next week. Rain at times again today and tonight, scattered showers, a few thunderstorms possible. And again, we expect that later on tonight, North Alabama might get another round of a few thunderstorms as the cold front starts to come through. Then we have a break for a couple of days. Sunday and Monday look dry, then more rain possible on Tuesday. Looking possible we could get a little bit more widespread rain and a few thunderstorms with that. So that will be hopefully a good thing that we can get a little bit more rainfall to help with the drought. Now here's a look at our Futurecast, and I've also got the instability turned on with this as well. So that's what you see, this color that's kind of covering the clouds down here. That's showing the instability. And so these are some of those storms that will be coming in from Mississippi over the next couple hours. So there is a little bit of instability available, but more of it back where they are currently located. And as we move through time, you see it starts to wane a little bit. So we don't, again, even as it moves further to the east, we're not expecting a lot out of these, but we'll continue to watch them. Northern part of the state, you don't see as much until we get into the overnight period, and we see a little bit of an enhancement of that with the front as it comes through. So again, we could see a few rumbles of thunder, and we'll be watching in case there's any sort of strong storm that might be moving through overnight. But again, the risk of that looks fairly low at this point. And then as we move on through the day on Saturday, a few lingering showers possible, but generally going to be pretty much dry for Saturday for most places. And then we'll continue to move through Sunday and see drier conditions on Sunday and into Monday. And then we look ahead to Tuesday, where again, this is the next system that'll be approaching sort of basically late Monday night and likely early Tuesday morning. So a few showers starting to enter the state as we get into early Tuesday morning, and then kind of moving through the state over the course of the day on Tuesday. Again, we could see a decent rain totals with this. Thunderstorms are certainly possible. Don't see huge severe weather risk with this at this point, but we'll be kind of fine tuning that as we go. This model trying to slow things down a little bit, leave things lingering a little bit longer into Wednesday, which again would help with the rain totals. If that happens, that's not a bad thing. Then by Thanksgiving though, and into Black Friday, we dry out. So we're still looking at a dry Thanksgiving at this point and a cool Thanksgiving and the next couple of days after that as well. Your rainfall outlook as we move through this period for today and then that next round on Tuesday, looking decent for a good portion of the state, where we could get an inch or two in the northern half of the state. And then as you move to the southeast, again, totals not looking as great for places like Dothan and Geneva and Andalusia. But again, if we can get just anything that would help. But again, we'll see if we can do what we can do to try to move some of that further to the south. But we may not have much ability to do that, unfortunately. But your percent of normal rain here, again, is not great over the last month, especially in the south, where you see very low numbers here for that percent of normal. And really the whole state over the last month hadn't seen a whole lot outside of Baldwin County, where they had some really heavy rain there several weeks ago. All right, your 7-day forecast for the northern half of Alabama. Again, lingering showers early tomorrow, moving through pretty quickly, and then Sunday and Monday looking nice, a little bit cooler than it's been the last couple of days, a little bit less humidity, and then again the next chance of some rain coming in is on Tuesday. A few thunderstorms with that as well, maybe lingering a little bit into early Wednesday, and then again Thanksgiving looks fairly cool and nice, and Black Friday looking pretty nice as well. The early look at the Iron Bowl forecast past that on Saturday is looking pretty good as well. And for the southern half of Alabama, again, a few lingering showers tomorrow, maybe lingering a little bit longer in the southern half of the state as the front pushes through. Again, then Sunday and Monday looking nice, a little bit less humidity, not a huge difference. But then again, Tuesday, better chance of rain and thunderstorms through lingering into Wednesday as well. But Thanksgiving and Black Friday looking nice as well. Well, that is your Alabama forecast update. We appreciate you watching us here on the Alabama Weather Network.
Live, statewide, 24/7. It's the Alabama Weather Network.
Customers are a priority, of course, but we do have some like hospitals,